Guys, here are my UFC 117 predictions. The fights are August 7th, and I just want to say this is my 50th UFC video. I've done fight nights and, the fights on Versus and stuff like that, but this is my 50th UFC pay-per-view event. I started with UFC 67 back in 2006, and now I'm here with 117. So, on to the first prediction. First prediction is Anderson Silva versus Sonnen. Now, Dana White hasn't been too happy with Silva's previous performances, and the Maya fight in the 4th round kind of looked tired, lacking desire. I don't know what's been going on with Anderson, even in the Cote fight as well. Now, a lot of his opponents, I feel, give him too much respect and don't want to close the distance and clinch with him. And I think Chael will be the guy to do it. He's a good wrestler. He kind of has that never quit attitude. And I was thinking Dan Henderson would be the guy, but now that I'm thinking about it, I think Chael's ground and pound is a little bit more effective and unrelenting. He's a good wrestler, like I said, and his only weakness is submission defense, but I don't think he's going to be caught on the ground. I really don't. I think, you know what, he might get TKO'd by Henderson. Might happen. There's no shame in that, but I think he's going to put pressure on Anderson, and if he gets to the ground, put ground and pound pressure and kind of break him down. Kind of similar when I'm thinking about what he did with Marquardt, kind of in that range. If he can do that, he can, I think he can get the TKO ref stoppage. So I'm going to go with Sonnen. Kind of a bold decision, but I'm going to go with Sonnen. And we'll see how this goes. Next prediction is John Fish versus Thiago Alves. And back in November, I filmed with John. Went up to San Jose and I got a lot of great content. You guys can check that out on MMAgirls.net or on my YouTube page. Now, the fight between Alves and Fitch. Fitch TKO'd Alves 4 years ago. 4 years ago. Both fighters have improved immensely since then, really matured, and this is kind of like a long-awaited rematch for them. Alves' ground game has improved a lot. His striking is crisp and explosive. I definitely think he has the tools to beat Fitch. Even GSP didn't really have an easy time passing Alves' guard. I don't think it's going to be easy for Fitch either. Now, Fitch in his last 7 fights has gone to decision, and he gets a lot of criticism for that, and he publicly criticizes himself as well. So, when you get to that level, it's hard to finish fighters, and I don't know if people understand that. If you look at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu World Championships, there are tons of matches that go, tons of fights that go, to 10 minutes, and you have to go to the scorecards. So, after all that little venting, don't be surprised if Fitch takes the decision, grinds out a decision, and wins. Don't be surprised. So I'm going with Fitch by decision, and if any of you boo, I swear I will hunt you down like Arnold, the Governor, and I will slit your throat. Bah! Next prediction is Clay Guida versus Rafael dos Anjos, and Rafael's coming off a big win. Now he's fighting Clay Guida, and it's, I'm just going to go out and say that it's going to be fight of the night. I'm really excited for this fight, and I'm going to just say my prediction up front. I'm going with Rafael by decision. Now, I love Clay Guida, and, he's been training with Greg Jackson. His striking's been improving. I give the advantage in the striking to Rafael, but, Clay, he definitely has that wrestler kind of mentality, and if he gets Rafael down, he just has to be careful not to be swept, because if Dos Anjos gets on top, that could be trouble. Clay is a fan favorite, and I love watching him fight, and he's the type of fighter that, he's not going to be cut from the UFC because he is such a fan favorite. Like I said a little bit earlier, I'm going to go with Dos Anjos by decision, and I'm predicting this to be the fight of the night. Next prediction is Matt Hughes versus Ricardo Almeida. All I can think about is Matt Hughes by leg kicks. Never saw that coming, but now he's fighting a Ricardo Almeida who's trying to avenge the loss of his mentor Renzo Gracie, and I think he'll be able to do it. Ricardo, I give him the advantage in the striking. His jiu-jitsu is awesome, and he's motivated. So I definitely think he can do it. The problem is Matt Hughes. I think he's gonna, you know, kind of fight like how he did against Matt Serra. It might be like a Matt Hughes, Matt Serra part 2 in the sense where Matt Hughes is gonna use his top game, and basically avoid submissions. Very possible, and I think that's what's gonna happen. So I'm gonna go with Almeida by decision. Last prediction is Roy Nelson versus Dos Santos. And what happens when you don't reply to Joanne's request to film? You get Dos Santos. But in all honesty, I don't know if Roy Nelson actually got my little message to film, but all I can say is shame on his management. Makes me sad. Going back to the prediction, Nelson, he has, you know, a black belt in jiu-jitsu, he has great takedowns, and he has a good top game that can finish fights. Dos Santos has a brown belt in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, and he's been training with Nogueira, and he's also been training wrestling with Mark Munoz. So I don't know, I'm gonna go, I think Dos Santos is gonna be able to stop Roy's takedowns, and I think he's gonna unleash fist from hell like he does on all his opponents. So I'm going with Dos Santos, because I love saying that name, Dos Santos, by TKO. And all I can say is, I'm sorry, Roy. And if you see this video and you still want to film, I will be able to drive out to Vegas. I will drive out to Vegas and we can go to your favorite fast food places. We can do some technique videos. We can hang out. The internet, people on the internet love these type of videos. But what do I know? I've just been doing this for the past 4 years. What do I know? I'm just a little blonde girl.